Hi guys, Karen here with another video. Welcome back to the garden. Today I am harvesting some vegetables, but before I do that, I want to check our pumpkin patch. Have you guys seen how much this has grown? It is huge. And this one over here goes all the way back. I don't even know how I'm going to get pumpkins out of here, and then there are already pumpkins starting to show there, so that's really cool. And we're walking through our little maze here. We have so much growing this year. We have at least 30 tomato plants. Please do not ask me why I planted so many. And we have okra everywhere. The cucumbers are really... I would say this, I planted the cucumbers in different places in different pots. I think it was a good idea. I think it was a good strategy. However, they're not as prolific as I would have liked. Here you can see we have big tomatoes and all of our okra. I planted okra in almost every bed. Because last year I planted it in one place and it seemed to do well, but we only had that amount of okra. So this year I planted it everywhere. Look at our cosmos. I'm just surveying the garden prior to picking anything just to see what I need to pick. So here I noticed that we have some okra ready to harvest. I tend to harvest our okra every day because I'm trying to avoid them getting really big. We put them in stir fries and everything. Like I said, we have a ton of tomatoes, little tomatoes. You're going to see our little tomato plants all over the garden. Well, they're not little tomato plants, but you're going to see that we have lots of little tomatoes. These are easier to harvest and they ripen faster. And here we have, I don't know what type of pepper. I was just putting pepper plants wherever. And because last year I just learned plant more than what was necessary because in the heat that we've been having, the peppers like the heat, but in terms of spacing, if they weren't getting enough sunlight, they would just die off. Our zinnias are here. They're so pretty. And look, that's where we had the Japanese beetle damage. So moving on to the next area. I'm getting hit with bugs. And once again, we have our okra here in the front, and the Japanese beetles have been eating on the leaves, but the okra seems to be pretty resilient. So I had to run and get a pair of scissors because I was pulling at this okra here. It's pretty large. I try to avoid letting them get so big because sometimes they can dry out on the inside. But it's still good to eat. And I have a pepper plant over here, and I've made it very difficult for myself to be able to reach them. But we will not leave any of these peppers. I think these are banana peppers. I'm not sure. There were tags, but as you can see, everything has grown up and it's very tall, so it's hard to see everything. And they've taken on the color, the green color of the leaves as well, similar to the okra. And it makes it very difficult to see it unless you're like paying close attention. We have lots of basil. And here I found that we have a tomato plant that I did not stake, but I'm learning that even if you don't stake them, they'll still grow and still produce. So and if I try to plant it now or pull it up, it's just going to snap. So I'm just going to leave it there. I almost forgot my scissors. That's a must-do situation. In here we have some zucchini. I found one hanging off the side this week, so I continue to check it. And this one too. I don't know why they like to hide and just get really gigantic. And we have basil in here and pepper plants as well. Just making sure there's no more tomatoes to collect today. And we have our phlox here, so pretty. Uh-oh. We have a sunflower down. And generally, we had rain the last couple of days. Yay, because we haven't had that much rain. And generally when I see like the sunflower down, if I can't, pull it up and stake it, I just cut it down and then it becomes a flower in the house. This is just how it happens. Last year I just would have been sad, but I still have my big giant skyscraper sunflower standing, so I'm good. We have all our dahlias here. So pretty. Zinnias here, and welcome to our food forest. And if you ask me if it was intentional, I would say absolutely, but I would have never thought it was going to look like this. But I'm enjoying it, definitely. We have 2 tomato plants in here, and they give off the little teeny tomatoes. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to get in. That's been the main issue in terms of the food forest area, is trying to figure out how to get inside of it without crushing things. And look, guys, we have our first eggplant. So excited. We have 2 eggplant bushes here, and now I'm just trying to make sure I don't step on anything, because I'm getting close. And here we have some okra. This is another little okra plant. We have peppers and basil in here as well. Lots of basil everywhere. Trying to make sure I don't get stung. And here's the other tomato plant bush. And it's laying on a lily bush, but somehow they're coexisting and we're just going with it. Because if I try to stake it now, it's just going to snap. So I've just let it do what it wants to do. And we have continued to get tomatoes. At the end of the season, I'll reevaluate how everything is situated, but right now, I'm letting everything live as it wants to. I think that's the best way to go in the food forest. So we have zinnia back here. We have more tomato plants. We have some Swiss chard I need to pull, but there's tons of tomatoes in here. And we have more tomatoes, like cherry tomatoes, but these have a little purple spot on them. They're so good. This side is easier to pick than the other side, but I have to figure out a way to get over there. Look at our black eye Susan. So those are coming through. I was hoping they get enough sun. We have zinnia back here with tomato plants, but looking down at the ground here, it makes it difficult to get through. So I really have to watch where I step. We have amaranth over there in the corner. So I just came right out of the food forest. Now I'm going to try and just get it from the front, as opposed to climbing to the other side where the marigolds are kind of blocking the entrance on that side. Not complaining. I'm so excited. Just knowing that next year I will try to reevaluate where everything is positioned, just so I have maximum access. Look at the lemongrass. Now onto the table where if you remember, we planted cucumbers in this basket. Well, they produced. So we have 2 cucumbers on the vine. Kind of prickly, so I'm just going to snip them off real quick. In the basket they go. And I'm back over here showing you tomatoes. I did not pick them yesterday, but I am going to pick them today because they're ripening. And one of these, I'm just going to have to pull it off because it seems like one of the plants are actually dying back. And over here, we have these tomatoes. I'm just checking them to make sure that I don't need to pick them and let them just ripen inside the house. And checking for any okra shoots. And then last but not least, I'm giving you all one more view of our eggplant. And we have 3 more growing in here so far. And on that note, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.